So I'm a perfectionist, and as a perfectionist, I like things to go exactly the way that I have planned them to go. So for quite a long time, I have focused my life based on a routine, based on a schedule, and it definitely helps me to create like some sort of structure into my day and into my life, because if I don't really know what I am working on, and I don't really know what I'm doing with myself, and it kind of frustrates me. But I've noticed as well that creating a routine that is too rigid turns me into a handicap as a perfectionist. What happens when I am not aligned to my routine, like if I miss to do something, I become extremely frustrated, I become extremely angry, and it doesn't really benefit me. So I see that there's like an area of improvement for me on that part. Like today, this morning, I was supposed to wake up at 5 in the morning. I was so absolutely tired because I went to bed too late. I spent some time with my family, and I enjoyed spending time with my family because I haven't seen them in a while. So in the past, it would have extremely frustrated me. Like, I'm ambitious. I like things to go the way that they are supposed to go. I'm a perfectionist. Things need to go the way that they are supposed to go. But I don't have a lot of things in my control. And over the years, I've had to learn to let that go, because if I didn't do that, if I continued to remain in a rigid mind state, my routine, my life, how I would feel would be completely dependent on whether or not I would fulfill my schedule or not. But my life is way bigger than just the schedule that I create. Yes, my life, my schedule is aligned to my goals. It is aligned to becoming the best version of myself. But some things you just can't control. Just like sometimes you can't control your emotions. Matter of fact, you can never control your emotions. You can only control how you react to your emotions. Life is one emotional roller coaster. Like just life in general, the way that life is structured, the way that life goes. So life is not in control at all. The only way that we can control something is by controlling ourselves based on our reaction to what is presented to us in the present moment. So for a degree, I started to believe that my routine is actually limiting me and is giving me a limiting belief, because I like to schedule things in for certain time frames. Like, for example, I like to be creative in the morning. At least that's what I tell myself. I tell myself, like, okay, between 5 a.m. till 8 in the morning, I'm just going to be creative, and I'm only going to work on creating nice videos, on coming up with an idea and talking about it. Well, right now it is 10:30 in the morning. It's way past my window, but I'm still being creative, and I feel creative as fuck to be standing here right now talking to you in front of the camera. Like, your creativity comes down to whether or not you want to open yourself up to being creative. Like, I could tell myself, like, from 5 till 8 in the morning, I'm only going to be creative. Well, I'm actually limiting myself to only being creative in that moment. What if something happens? What if I couldn't wake up like this morning? Is my day then wasted? Is my day then ruined because I couldn't wake up? Does that mean that I cannot do that what I want to do? No, and I had to learn that. Because for a long time, for most of my life actually, when I wasn't creative within the window that I was supposed to be creative in because something got in the middle of it, I would become extremely frustrated, and I have allowed my emotions to take control over me and to taint the entire course of my day. And this morning I was journaling, and a question that I ask myself every morning is, what should I keep in mind as the day progresses? I told myself that I should remain vigilant of the fact that resistance will come, try and test me in the form of laziness and making excuses. And one of the excuses that I could write down is that my mind, my self-destructive mind will tell me that I didn't wake up at the right time. So that means that I cannot create a YouTube video today, that I cannot be creative for today, that I need to push it to tomorrow, and that I need to wake up at 5 in the morning and push harder. Well, I know from experience that doing that would only make me feel really bad about myself, because that will ruin my mental health. So what do? I said, fuck you, resistance. I'm going to record a video right now, and I'm not going to hold myself back based on something that my mind is telling me. Because just because my mind is telling me something that sounds quite rational, it's not really the truth. It's not really the case. Like, my mind could tell me that everybody hates me. But if I start to think that everybody hates me, everybody will hate me because I will give them that energy. So I reminded myself about the creativity, that it all comes down to how I want to see it. No, it's 10 in the morning, 10:30 in the morning. Just because I've passed my window doesn't mean that it is over and done for me. No, I have a lot more opportunities throughout the day to be creative. Like, I have a lot of energy. I'm so grateful that I was able to sleep in a little bit longer, because also a thing that we have as ambitious perfectionistic people, we tend to sleep less in order to fulfill our routine, which is aligned to our goals. But have you thought about this? How can you live up to your routine if you are sleep deprived as fuck and you can't properly work towards that what you want to work towards? Like, your energy, your impact in the world is going to be lessened if you have less energy. Like, imagine making this video today, not with the same energy as I'm portraying right now. It would not have the same impact. It would not have been with the same emotion. It would not have been with the same level of passion that I have in this current moment. So just because I'm not living up to my routine, that doesn't mean that I am not aligned and that I'm closed off to be who I believe myself to be, that I'm closed off for doing that what I want to do. And that's mindset. My creativity flows as long as I allow myself to let it flow. It sounds cliche, but this comes down to everything. We are our own greatest enemies. It's not the world, it's not the circumstances that happen in life. It is literally how we decide to deal with it. And we could see a situation as an obstacle, or we could see it as an opportunity to improve ourselves. Like, for me, what I'm doing right now, I am giving one giant middle finger to my old self and telling him, like, brother, I am doing that what you failed to do for a long time in your life. And that's saying fuck you to the routine that you have. Fuck you to the perfectionism that you have. A big fuck you to your ambition, because my ambition now overshadows that ambition that I've had in the past. That I'm like seeing how much of a pussy I was for being too dependent on a system, so to say. Systems are good, and I am a big believer that systems are made to help you grow. We should also remember that you got a mind and sometimes you got to use your mind. I know that I also say that sometimes you need to turn your brain off. Well, to get things started, you have to turn your brain off. To get this video started, I had to turn my brain off and tell myself, fuck my system, fuck my routine. I believe in myself. I believe that I can do this, so I am going to fucking do this. And what helps me to actually fulfill this goal that I have is to simply give myself one goal for the day to complete. So I gave myself during my journaling session in the morning one goal to complete, and that is to record an absolutely amazing YouTube video with the energy that I've saved up for sleeping longer than I normally do sleep. As long as I complete this one goal that I'm doing right now, my day is fulfilled and my day is completed, and everything that I do on top of that is only a benefit to me. And it really helps me to maintain a healthy mindset, to maintain a healthy mental health, and that I do not become overwhelmed with, oh, fuck, I gotta do this. Oh, I start hating myself for sleeping in too late and for waking up later than expected. But actually, instead of hating myself, I should be grateful that I've actually given myself the opportunity to sleep in, to give myself energy to approach the day with a new perspective and to open my mind to all the possibilities and to my own possibilities that I have. To prove to myself that I am not dependent on that routine alone. That I actually have the discipline to still get the work done despite not being on my routine as I intended to be. So I hope you've been able to get some value out of this. If you're an ambitious, perfectionistic person, then I can definitely understand how painful it can be if you kind of slip away from your routine and things are not in your control anymore. But things are never really in your control. The only thing that's in your control is yourself. And you gotta learn to control yourself, and you gotta learn to persevere even when things are not going the way that you want them to go. You gotta learn to love things the way that they are and love the things that are presented to you, because maybe that is for a good reason why they're presented to you. So learn how to defeat your old self, your old mindset, and learn to find new systems that could actually make it work. Does this mean that I am now always going to do this? No, not necessarily, but I'm definitely going to listen to my body and listen to what my body tells me, because it's telling me something for a reason. And disrespecting what my body says is basically disrespecting myself. And I don't want to do that. That is not what I stand for. I want to thank you for watching this video. My name is Mark Santos. I'm just a guy who's trying to express his mind when it comes to ambition and to perfectionism. I hope you've been able to get some value out of it. If you got something to share, drop a comment in the comment section. Let's get into a discussion about it. I would love to see your perspective and to see what you've learned, or maybe even learn from you. Who knows, maybe we can help each other out. Follow me on Instagram. It's the first link and actually the only link in the description box. Go do that right now. Take action right away. It's time to break that cycle of inactivity. Remember, you are 100% responsible for the results in your life. Make the hard decision today, and I'll see you in the next one. All right? Bye bye.